Thanks for choosing Healthy Nation. I'm Pat Murphy. We all know maintaining a healthy lifestyle is important. It's about getting the right exercise, enough sleep, and maintaining a healthy diet. For most people, that's hard enough. But what happens when the food that we eat doesn't fuel our body the way it should? For Americans with diabetes, that's a problem they deal with every day. Let's answer the question, what is diabetes? Dr. Carrie Peterson has the answer for us.
Diabetes prevents the body from processing food into the fuel we need to function every day. It can occur in just about anyone, but family history, body weight, and age can play a role. There are two major types of diabetes. Type 1 used to be called juvenile diabetes, and it affects about 2 million Americans. But it mostly appears in children, adolescents, and young adults. Type 2 diabetes makes up the vast majority of cases. This type is on the rise, and it is rapidly becoming an epidemic. The main reason for this is because of the increase in overweight children and obese adults. Type 2 diabetes used to affect adults almost exclusively, but now we are seeing it more often in younger people, again because of this rise in childhood obesity. Now let's go inside the body to explain how diabetes works. First, the food we eat is broken down into different nutrients, including a sugar called glucose, which is the main source of energy for the body. Glucose is carried in the bloodstream to all the cells so that it can nourish them. But glucose cannot pass into the cells without the help of a hormone called insulin. Insulin acts as a key that fits into a lock on the cell's outer wall that opens a cell and allows glucose to enter. Insulin is created in the pancreas, which is a gland located behind the stomach. The liver also plays a big role by removing excess glucose from the bloodstream and storing it for later use. For type 1 diabetics, their bodies don't create any, or at least not enough insulin to regulate sugars. This is why diabetics can develop extremely high levels of glucose in the blood. For many type 2 diabetics, the disease begins in adulthood when their cells develop a resistance to insulin. In other words, the key doesn't work properly in the lock, so sugar doesn't get into the cell. Typically, this resistance triggers the pancreas to create more insulin to handle the rise in blood sugar. But over time, in some people, the pancreas tires out and slows the production of insulin or even stops producing it altogether. The primary symptoms for both types of diabetes are thirst and frequent urination. Essentially, the body needs water to filter excess glucose from the blood. Other symptoms of diabetes include weight loss, blurred vision, and fatigue. Sometimes these warning signs become apparent after flu-like illness. There are great treatments for diabetes, and it's best if you catch the early warning signs. If left untreated, diabetes could cause a number of major problems, including kidney damage, which can lead to dialysis, increased risk of heart attack and stroke, amputations, blindness, coma, and even death.